Kim Jong Un, General Secretary of the Workers' Party of Korea, made the following important conclusion on forcefully promoting the implementation of the party's Regional Development 20 by 10 policy at the 19th Enlarged Meeting of the Political Bureau of the 8th Central Committee of the Workers' Party of Korea on January 24th. Comrades, the 19th Enlarged Meeting of the Political Bureau of the 8th Central Committee of the Party deliberately discussed and decided on the measures for implementing the Regional Development 20 by 10 policy, which will bring about a definite and rapid development of the future regional economy and greatly encourage the overall prosperity of the state, and the issues of hastening the completion of major policy-oriented projects. It was indeed an important and historic choice and decision. This will lead to starting a new revolution, which will wipe out the centuries-old backwardness of the regions and realize the desire of the regional people in the coming 10 years, and taking measures to successfully complete the important plans for the promotion of the people's well-being, to add great vitality to our grand struggle for the overall development of socialism. The strategic significance of the enlarged meeting of the Political Bureau is great indeed, and I am very satisfied with the fact that the meeting adopted important resolutions which clearly demonstrate the basic principles and lines of our party's struggle and the popular character that runs through them. Through this meeting, our party has confirmed all measures for the simultaneous, very balanced, comprehensive, effective, and peculiar development of regional industry and thoroughly secured the guarantee for their implementation. This has provided an epical milestone in the party's history of struggle, in which all efforts have been directed only to the good of the people for nearly 80 years since its founding. As I have already mentioned, given that the rural housing construction, an unprecedentedly vast and ambitious front, is finally breaking with the backwardness of the countryside, is being undertaken on a nationwide scale. It is not easy to make a bold decision to form another large front of opening up a new phase of regional industrial development across the country and to simultaneously follow through these two revolutionary stages. But the desire of the regional people is the desire of our party. The development of regional industry is the development of the regions. And the development of the regions is the overall prosperity and growth of the state. So we have made an important decision to wage a new struggle without hesitation. Taking this opportunity, I have stressed once again that it is an important principle our party should adhere to at present and a political fighting task that must be fulfilled without fail in switching over to a period of overall development of socialism to reduce the gap and eliminate imbalance between town and countryside, the capital and regional areas in all aspects, to accelerate the building of rich and civilized society where all the regions develop simultaneously, and in particular to give priority to promoting the well-being of the regional people, protecting their rights and interests, and improving the regional and rural living environment. We should reinforce the traditions and mettle of the struggle peculiar to the Korean Revolution, consistent and continuous innovation and uninterrupted advance, and thus make the meaningful resolutions of today result in perfect revolution without fail through bold and practical actions. Comrades, I sensed the atmosphere of the great upsurge across the country through the hearty response of all the participants that had constantly heated this meeting hall and could again confirm the validity of our determination in the sincerity of you who approached the discussion of agenda items with a responsible and active attitude. which greatly encouraged me to be optimistic about the prospect of our work, and I am pleased about it. This convinced me that our new work for the beloved people will be perfect and substantial in its process and completion, like its exciting start, and I'd like to emphasize some important matters arising thoroughly, implementing the items deeply discussed and decided at the current meeting of the Political Bureau. In order to ensure that the Regional Development 20 by 10 policy produces successful results from this year, it is necessary to conduct the operation and guidance for its implementation in a detailed and substantial way. First of all, a well-regulated system for building regional industry factories in cities and counties throughout the country should be established. It is important to establish a proper system in any work. The construction of 50,000 flats in the capital city has been pushed forward with a well-regulated work system. As a result, 10,000 flats are built every year without the exception of a single flat. Likewise, in order to build regional industrial factories in 20 cities and counties every year without deflection, we must first establish a correct work system. And then he goes into some details about the how and where these factories will be built, but we're going to skip over this for time. Referring to the fact that important measures have been taken by the party at the meeting for the rapid completion of incomplete major policy-oriented projects, he underlined the need to make substantial changes desired and awaited by the people this year too. He went on. Today, we are faced with a heavy yet honorable task to provide the people with more civilized and happier living conditions and environment. The leading officials of the party and the government present here should regard the great trust of tens of millions of people as their lifeblood and carry out the resolutions of the current meeting without fail through redoubled efforts and with stronger fighting spirit so as to make sure that the happy laughter of the people can be heard everywhere on this land. What you should bear in mind and awake to is the spirit and attitude of serving the people. I think that the success of our purposeful great revolutionary work should be guaranteed by our leading cadres and officials' transparent outlook on the people before any existence and provision of fund, materials, and manpower and the meticulous economic operations. We should always remember what the people are to us and for what and for whom we have assumed ourselves the responsibility for carrying out such gigantic work in the most difficult period. As long as there are the most correct line and policies of struggle set forth by our party, the accumulated experience and the solid potentialities of self-supporting economy, the new era of regional change will be opened up in reality soon, not in the distant future. All the officials should fulfill their mission and duty in carrying out the resolution adopted by the present enlarged meeting of the Political Bureau most thoroughly and perfectly, and thus live up to the great trust of our people unconditionally without fail. Let us all struggle vigorously for the new revolution, fruition of our great cause, for the overall development of socialism, and for the well-being of our great people with great confidence and courage. To read this article for yourself or others, go to the website down below or give Rodong Sinman a Google. This right here is the article that we read today. Solidarity.